There's a man out there right now who doesn't chase money. He walks past the glittering promises of luxury, ignores the noise of status symbols, and chooses something much more dangerous. Freedom. You've probably never heard of him, not because he's hiding, but because he doesn't care to be seen. He isn't on Instagram flaunting his lifestyle, and he isn't hustling 24/7s to climb the corporate ladder. He simply lives on his own terms. And that, my friend, makes him society's greatest threat. In this video, we're going deep. We'll explore 6 profound ideas inspired by thinkers like Erich Fromm, Henry David Thoreau, and ancient wisdom from the Stoics and Eastern philosophy. By the end of this journey, you'll understand why the man who doesn't chase money is feared, not for what he has, but for what he no longer needs. 1. Fromm's warning, the illusion of having versus the power of being. Erich Fromm, a social philosopher and psychoanalyst, once wrote about the dangerous shift in modern life, from being to having. In his words, society no longer values who we are, only what we own. Fromm argued that when a person defines themselves by their possessions, they lose their sense of identity the moment those possessions are gone. When a man rejects this idea, when he chooses being over having, he becomes a mirror society doesn't want to look into. He exposes how hollow our priorities have become. His life, rich in simplicity and presence, quietly asks the question, if you lost everything you own, would you still know who you are? This man is dangerous not because he attacks the system, but because he doesn't need it. He doesn't need to spend to feel alive. His identity is built on depth, not dollars. And in a world addicted to consumerism, that kind of independence is threatening. 2. Thoreau's legacy. Simplicity as a form of rebellion. In 1845, Henry David Thoreau walked away from society to live in a small cabin at Walden Pond. People thought he was escaping life, but in reality, he was seeking it. Thoreau wasn't poor. He was rich in time, in clarity, in autonomy. He believed that the cost of modern life wasn't just money, it was the very soul of a person. He wrote, "Our life is frittered away by detail. Simplify, simplify." This wasn't just advice for a cleaner closet. It was a call to strip away everything artificial, until only the essential remained. When a man adopts this mindset, he becomes hard to manipulate. He isn't driven by competition, envy, or fear of falling behind. This man doesn't fear losing money because money doesn't define him. Like Thoreau, he chooses purpose over prestige. He recognizes that chasing money often leads us to trade our time, our values, even our peace. And by stepping outside of that game, he becomes a living contradiction to everything society promotes. 3. The Stoic Warrior. Freedom from desire. The Stoics, philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, believed that true strength lies in mastering desire. To them, the person who is ruled by external wants is not free. The man who doesn't chase money embodies this Stoic wisdom. He's not emotionless, but he's emotionally sovereign. His contentment comes from within. Epictetus once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Society doesn't want you to believe that. It thrives on your craving for newer, faster, better. But the man who doesn't chase money says no to that narrative. And that no is revolutionary. This inner freedom makes him impossible to enslave. He can't be bribed with status. He can't be threatened with financial ruin. He lives below his means, above his fears. And in a culture built on consumer anxiety, such a man becomes deeply unsettling, because he doesn't play the game. 4. The economy of control, why consumerism fears contentment. Let's be honest. Our entire economic system is built on one dangerous idea: you're not enough. Every ad you see, every algorithm you interact with, is designed to make you feel a little less satisfied with your life, so you'll keep spending to fix it. But the man who doesn't chase money, he doesn't buy it, literally or metaphorically. He isn't trying to fill a void. He's made peace with himself. His fulfillment doesn't come from a purchase. It comes from presence. And that makes him immune to one of society's most powerful tools, emotional manipulation. A man who is content is ungovernable. You can't sell him fake happiness. You can't guilt him into debt. And that terrifies the system. He is a crack in the matrix, a living reminder that maybe, just maybe, we've been sold the wrong dream. 5. Eastern philosophy, the power of detachment. In Buddhism and Taoism there's a powerful lesson: attachment is the root of suffering. The man who doesn't chase money lives this truth. He may still earn, still work, but he doesn't cling. He flows, not forces. He understands that money is a tool, not a treasure. Like the Taoist sage, he moves with nature, not against it. He doesn't resist the world, but he doesn't bow to it either. He observes the noise without being consumed by it. His detachment isn't cold, it's clear. And from that clarity comes freedom. He doesn't fear poverty because he's rich in wisdom. He doesn't crave abundance because he already feels whole. In this state he becomes untouchable, not because he has everything, but because he needs almost nothing. And that makes him powerful beyond measure. 6. The silent revolution, redefining success on your own terms. In a world addicted to performance and validation, choosing to live quietly and authentically is a radical act. The man who doesn't chase money doesn't scream his values, he lives them. He doesn't need to convince anyone that he's successful. He doesn't play to the crowd. And that is what makes him a quiet revolutionary. While the world runs louder and faster, he walks in the opposite direction, not with rebellion but with intention. This man doesn't measure success in numbers, he measures it in alignment. Is he living in harmony with his values? Does he own his time? Can he wake up and choose how to spend his day without selling his soul for a paycheck or performance bonus? These are the metrics that matter to him. His victories are not public, they're personal, and because of that, they're also untouchable. His life is a rejection of external scoreboards. He knows that fame is fleeting, applause fades, and wealth can vanish. What doesn't vanish is the internal compass he's cultivated. By redefining success as inner peace, meaningful relationships, honest work, and time well spent, he creates a life that is rooted, not reactive. He doesn't seek approval, he seeks truth. And in a society where so many are busy performing, his refusal to perform is deeply unsettling. Because it forces us to confront a question many of us spend years avoiding: what if everything I've been chasing doesn't actually matter? The real wealth. A rich life isn't about how much you earn, but how little you need to be free. If this video made you pause, even for a second, then hold on to that feeling. Question the race. Re-examine the rules. Because you don't have to burn out trying to win a game that was never meant to be won. This channel is here for thinkers, seekers, and rebels. If you're tired of shallow advice and hungry for something real, consider subscribing. Share this with someone who's stuck chasing the wrong things. Until next time, be free, stay grounded, and remember, you are not what you own.